Hey guys, welcome to Super Days with Super Dave. I'm your host, Super Dave, Director of Training with Best Life Creation Society. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a fabulous Tuesday, Wednesday, wherever you are. Maybe if you're on the eastern side of the world, it's about to be Wednesday for you. Um, or maybe it is Wednesday, I guess. Technically, if it's in the middle of the night, I guess it is Wednesday. But anyways, wherever you guys are in this beautiful life and beautiful world, happy day to you, and welcome to Super Dave Super Dave. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube and you still haven't clicked the little bell notification, just make sure you give that a click at some point. That way you always know when we're uploading. And since you're here checking out our videos, you'll know exactly when we do each upload, and you'll be notified of that. So, yeah. And I'm really looking forward to what we're talking about today because you'll notice that what I put on there was just contrast is just different. Yes, because let's jump into this, okay? There's this talk out there that people think that contrast is a bad thing. There's this talk out there that people think that contrast is suffering. There's this talk out there that people think that we're going to live a life of abundance, ease, and joy, and there's no more contrast. It's not the case. But there is something that's very magical, which is that when we can feel our alignment, which is what we talk about in Best Life, and our beautiful ability to in essence, feel good unconditionally, which means that not looking outside of ourselves for different ways to feel good, but knowing that wonderful stability is within, and thus feeling good unconditionally. Well, we have a much different, more broader view of contrast. And I sort of, you could say, in essence, felt like I got this as a download to me with everything. Oh, hi, Jen. And yeah, and the awareness is this. The awareness is that contrast isn't bad. Contrast is just different than a vibration you were currently emanating. I'll say that again. Contrast isn't bad. Contrast is just a different vibration than the one that you were currently at that point emanating. See, because when you come at it from that sort of perspective, do you guys notice how it just softens things up? Right? There's no longer this idea of thinking that, oh, well, no, the contrast is here to test me, or it's here to teach me something, or it's this, it's that, it's the other. And instead of just understanding that contrast is all around us, gang. It just is. But when we can be in a space of our own alignment, when we can be, in essence, tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to the energy of who we truly are, that godlike energy, that unlimited energy, that inner being, whatever synonym you want to call it, inner being, inner voice, inner child, intuition. Notice how they're all within, right? Within us. Whatever synonym resonates with you best, call it that. That's fine. That's all fantastic. But when we tap into that energy, then there's no longer this belief I've been finding, and maybe you guys can resonate with this too, that contrast is a bad thing. Contrast is just, it's just that. It's just something different that you were currently vibrating, right? And this allows things to just allow yourself to flow forward even more so with like everything that comes up, right? So like right now, even if something came into my experience that was contrast, I would be able to just kind of chuckle and laugh at it and just go, oh, well, that's different than what I was feeling, because right now I'm feeling great, right? This also allows us to really flow forward. There's such a idea out there that when we look at what doesn't feel good, somehow that will make it feel better. Or when we witness and notice and observe things that don't feel good, by talking about it, looking at it, and pushing up against it, then we'll change it, feel better, and move forward from it. And the example that I akin it to is if you were eating a meal, you wouldn't, and say you didn't like something, you wouldn't go, oh man, I got to really make sure this still tastes gross. Oh, it's gross. Oh, it's still gross. It's not going to not be gross the more you eat it. So what would you do instead? Eat something else. Put your focus and attention on anything else that feels a little bit better. And then guess what? Maybe down the road, you'll go and you'll try it again, and it won't be gross. Or maybe it will be. But again, you won't have any sort of adverse reaction or response to it. You know, I have a funny story about peppermint, which I won't get into the details about. But there was a time when peppermint, I was very adverse to peppermint. But I also decided to kind of push up against it. And guess what? I kept getting that aversion back. And then after I kind of realized, you know what? I'm the one putting this aversion here. It's not the peppermint, it's me. And it didn't mean it was anything that I was doing wrong or incorrectly. It was just at the time that was not my preference. So what did I do? Okay, preference, not peppermint. Okay, great. What's better? And in those moments, I was like, I kind of like wintergreen. I kind of like spearmint. I kind of like, other things, other flavors, other sensations, right? Want to know something cool that happened? I think it was like a month or two later, I ended up visiting some family, and we had a peppermint flavored cake. And guess what? At first, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. No, I don't like peppermint. I better not. But something was gently calling me and saying, give it a whirl. Give it a try. And so I tried it, and it was the most delightful, delicate peppermint icing I've ever eaten. And I was like, this isn't so bad. This is pretty nice. And then guess what happened down the road later? I felt inspired to go and get oil to pull my mouth with. And I noticed that the oil that I used to pull in my teeth, which I'm not saying to do these things, guys. I'm just saying this was my journey, and this is what happened for me, from my own personal perspective. I noticed that it said sesame oil, sunflower oil, and peppermint oil. And I was like, well, I don't typically like peppermint. Well, okay. I did it. It was delightful, you guys. It's still delightful. But it's because I've allowed myself to feel and flow forward. And I also didn't look at that contrast, that thing I didn't want, as bad anymore, right? It's just different. It was a different vibration that I emanated. So it's about allowing us to just feel and flow forward. So I see a couple comments here, so I'm just going to go ahead and read these real quick. So, hi, Jacqueline. Welcome, welcome. Jen says, contrast calls source to us. Source answers are desired the moment the contrast occurs. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the moment that I noticed the peppermint and the, you could say at that time, disdain for it, there was delightful peppermint experiences already wonderfully thrust and put into my vortex. Fantastic. Same thing goes with the things in your life, whether it's stuff regarding relationships, whether it's contrast regarding finances or business. Maybe it's stuff regarding things that you're seeing in society or things that you're noticing with others. Or maybe it's even things about yourself. But guess what? Anytime you experience that contrast, guess what's taken place? What you want and what you desire has wonderfully been thrust into the vortex. And by feeling better, you have the beautiful potentiality to start to benefit from that contrast. So again, contrast is not bad. Contrast is just a different vibration than you were currently emanating. So, yeah. Oh, I see B-Snick. Hello, B-Snick. Happy beautiful day to you, sir. I'm glad that you're here. Love that you're always here whenever you can be. Yeah, because this understanding too, guys, of allowing contrast to just be different and not like something that's detrimental, is you're basically, in essence, diminishing a flawed premise, which is when I feel good, then everything around me will always be in perfect harmony and satisfaction no matter what. And I'm going to be very deliberate and say, it's a pipe dream. That's right. The reason I said that is, if that was the case, you allow people to you take away the free will of everyone around you, including yourself. Which, guess what, guys, goes against the law of attraction. It goes against all the laws of the universe. That's basically saying, I'm not selfish, or I'm selfish, but I don't want you to be selfish. Because there's a misconception around the word selfish, too. Selfish has been, for some reason, meant out there in society to be a bad thing. But guess what? If you're selfish, it's about you knowing for yourself what you desire, you knowing for yourself what you like, you knowing for yourself what you enjoy. But get this too, guys. It's also selfishly knowing what you don't like, what you don't prefer, what you don't accept. And guess what? That's okay too. That's part of being in this physical experience. And we're all allowing ourselves to be selfish. And so to think that, but when I'm really in my alignment, then everything around me is going to be perfect all the time. It will be, but it'll have nothing to do with everything outside of you. It'll have everything to do with everything within, and everything to do with inside of you and your personal preferences of your vibration for you. Does that make sense? It's about this understanding too that like we did not come into this physical experience to feel good conditionally. Here's another way of saying it. I'm just feeling inspired to say it this way. We did not come into this experience saying, I can only feel good if. We came into this experience going, I would love to feel good all the time. Can you guys feel the freedom with that second one? I would love to come into this physical experience and feel good all the time. And I know it's possible. And it has nothing to do with the controlling of the things or the people or the circumstances outside of myself, but it has everything to do with wonderfully, beautifully maintaining, controlling, and deliberately focusing my vibration from within. Oh, guys, can you feel that? Oh my gosh, that's such a freeing space to be in. And when we can be in that space, guys, we have inner peace, we have inner freedom, we have inner utopia. And guess what? From within, we beautifully reflect without. That's just how it works. So I saw a few more comments here. I'm going to go ahead and take a looky-loo. Let's see here. Contrast is diversity or variety. So good. I agree, Jen. I can almost see you saying it in that way too. It is so good. It's about understanding that it's just different, right? Like if we went to a buffet, right? And I use this analogy all the time. We use this a lot in the Training and Best Life. If you went there and there was only one food, you might enjoy it, but you probably wouldn't come back time and time again because you knew it was there. There was no newness. There was no, like, well, what else is there? There was no anticipation or eagerness for more because you knew it was going to be there. Yeah, it may be prepared differently, but it's going to be the same thing. So isn't it so nice that just like the buffet of life, we have new offerings? Ooh, you don't like this, try this. Ooh, I don't know what this is. What's this? What's this going to taste like? What's that going to taste like? And guess what? You can take that same principle and apply it in life. What's this experience of life going to taste like? What's this experience of life going to feel like? Ooh, what's this experience of life going to sound like? Going to see like? Going to seem like? And how do we know? We do it based on what feels good to us. Because there's an even greater awareness here too, which is that we don't have to look and go, oof, I don't know if I'm going to like that. Because guess what? We can go based on our feelings. And isn't it so nice to know that I'm not here to control you, and my recommendation is that you don't try to control others, you know? But if you do witness this and you do see this, that's a perfect indicator that there's something in your own vibration for that even to come into your sphere of, well, it's an old way I used to say it. I'll call it sphere of influence, but I think an easier, more lighter way to say it is your own universe, your own perspective, your own observance. But that's okay. Again, acknowledge it, right? Because it's not bad. It's just contrast. It's just a different vibration than the one that you were priorly emanating. So I saw another comment here, so I wanted to see what's going on. Let your recognition, let me read this again. Let your recognition of what you do not prefer be brief. Shift your focus to what you prefer and let go of the contrast. Yeah, exactly. Like, again, we'll use the buffet example. If there's something that you try at a buffet, you don't go talking to the table that you're with, like maybe you're with a bunch of friends, be like, oh my God, guys, did you taste this thing? It's so awful. Oh my God, you all need to taste this so that way you can all agree with how awful this is. Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? What do? You just move it to the side. You just allow yourself to flow forward into what feels better for you. You allow yourself to move into a space of what you like and what you prefer. Like, again, we're at the buffet. We don't need to be like, oh, I see all these people that have coleslaw. I'm not going to walk around and boycott all the people eating coleslaw, right? That's so silly, right? Like, oh, you shouldn't eat coleslaw. Look, I know people that love coleslaw. My girlfriend is one of them, in fact. Fantastic. It's awesome. It's perfect. And it's about understanding that we're all here to really delight and experience our own individual preferences. So I'm going to take a little drink of water because I noticed some contrasts pop up. But it's all good, right? Because it was just different than what I was vibrating. Oh, and I see some new people here. Hi, Dorina. Hi, Marinette. Hi, Bridget. Hi, honey. Yeah, this is really, really powerful because it's just about really understanding that it's just different. It's just a different vibration than what you were currently emanating. And once you can do that, oh my gosh, you guys, it's just another way of showing how easily we can flow forward. It's just another beautiful example of us being able to just shift, right? When we notice the contrast, acknowledge it and breathe. But I'll say that for all emotions, because oftentimes people go like, okay, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling so good. Oh my gosh, let me tell you how good I'm feeling. I'm feeling so good. But after a while, guess what that creates? Resistance on continuing to expand your ability to feel good. Because instead of just enjoying it, you start to focus on how powerful you are and pinch off your connection instead of just allowing yourself to enjoy it. And I'll give you a real example of what I mean, okay? Here's focusing on the power of feeling good. Oh my gosh, guys, I feel so good. Oh my gosh, great things are happening. I just know more's to come. Okay. I'm very influential. I know that. But what sort of energy did you feel on that first example? I can tell you from my perspective, it feels very pushy. It feels very tense. It doesn't sound natural, even if I am excited. So that's first example. But now feel the second one. Oh, guys, I'm just so excited. I just know there's so much more to come. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so now from my perspective on that second one, what did I feel? Ease. Obviously, my voice was less intense. There was no assertion on my part. And there was a sense of knowingness and a sense of clarity on what came through for our beautiful ability to just flow forward. But again, what did you guys feel with that? Which one feels better to you? And here's what's so cool. If one did feel good to you, that's okay too. It's okay. But I'm going to say from my own personal experience, I don't push anymore, because anything that you push up against just pushes back, even if it's a little push. It's like the idea of considering that complaining against complaining is still complaining. So if you're complaining about, oh my God, can you believe these people? God, they're such low vibration. Guess what? You're still complaining. And you're still in that vibration of complaining. But when you can just allow yourself to flow forward, it's so satisfying, you guys. It really is. So I saw a couple comments here. I'm going to say hello, see what's going on. Ooh, Dorena said something. She says, when we feel good, we are creative and open solutions spontaneous. Oh my gosh, I love that you said that, Dorena. And just to kind of, not flip, but mold the wording, and tell me if I'm on the right track with this, Dorena. But it sounds to me like what you're saying is, when we're in that space of feeling good, we're in that creative, open space, and solutions just wonderfully come to us in a spontaneous manner, in a way where it's like, it's not like we think about it, it's that we're open to it and that we come up with it, right? And we're led to it and we're guided to it. So I hope that's what you were wanting to communicate, Dorena. And if it was, fantastic. And if there was something that I missed in that viewpoint, please comment and let me know. Jen's saying here, yes, we are open to receive all that we have asked for when we feel good. We are guided and things come to us. Amen. Amen. It's really fun because I just had an experience with this recently where, in addition to Best Life, I also drive. I'm not sure why I did that, but there you go. I drive for a company called Lyft. And what's so powerful was I felt a little bit of resistance on checking to see if there were some available rides in the middle of my shift last night. And I felt it, but I could feel a little bit of my mind being like, just check. But can you guys feel that energy? It's very pushy, right? It's a little bit, maybe anxious, maybe a little bit worrisome. So I checked, and as soon as I checked, there was a ride that I was going, I don't know, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. And before I could hit accept, it was gone. And so for a brief second, I was like, but then I allowed myself to flow forward. I was like, no, you know what? I live in an abundant universe. It's okay. This is all perfect. It's all good. This is just more validation of that this was just different. This was just a different vibration than the one I was just previously emanating, the one that I was previously vibrating, right? So then I just flowed forward, allowed the rest of my night to continue to be in a space of what felt good. And late at night, I got this beautiful message, if you will, from Source. I was guided. And the Source message was very gentle, and it just said, check. And I knew it wasn't talking about a check. I knew it was talking about check my app on my phone. So I checked it, and guess what? There was the ride. I accepted it right away. Higher paying ride, perfect time, in between the classes that I teach with Best Life. We call that divine timing. We call that the wonderful awareness that when contrast arises, it's nothing more than just a different vibration than what we were previously emanating. But see, these are real things that we go through in life and that we experience in life. And it's about just allowing ourselves to feel and flow forward in a space that feels good to us. Oh, and here's something else you might love. It's whatever feels good to us as individuals, not us as a group, not us as only guys or us as only girls or us as only a certain race or a certain color. It's so wonderfully individual. It's what feels good to you and what feels good to you and what feels good to you. And whatever feels good to you may not necessarily feel good to me and vice versa, and it doesn't need to. We did not come into this physical experience to think that we have to think the same way about all things, enjoy all the same foods, enjoy all the same, entertainment or same music. No, we're free. But here's the key in that freedom. It's also about understanding that since we're free, allow others to be free too. Be able to be in your space of your alignment as you're experiencing this freedom, not only for yourself, but giving others around you the potential to feel their freedom too. So I'm going to go ahead and check something real quick. Hi, Janetta. Let's see here. Thank you so much, Dave. Oh, you're so welcome, Dorina. Perfect. Super Dave Bresnahan. Oh, you're so sweet. Super Dorina. Hello, Victor. Yeah, guys, I could talk about this a lot, but I don't need to because it's just so simplistic. It's so powerful and so, can you feel it? And if you guys can feel it, or if you have extra questions about this, let me know. What's so fun is that when you're in this space of your own alignment, like I've really found for myself, there's more to come. So I could see like classes on this. I could see different ways to approach this. I could see other people in Best Life, all of our beautiful besties that do the Facebook Lives, to present on this. There's so much here. But we also don't need to figure out what that is, because in that space, I would be trying to focusing on the power of these awarenesses as opposed to the pleasure. So I will end by saying it has been a pleasure talking to you guys. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, just make sure to click the little bell notification and subscribe if you haven't already. And for those here watching on Facebook and everywhere else, I love you guys so much. There's so much more to come in this. Best Life is going through some amazing expansions right now. If you'd like to become a member or interested in membership, go to www.bestlifecreationsociety.com. And I don't know what else to say. There's just so much more to come here with all of this. And just allow yourself to understand that contrast isn't bad. Contrast isn't a test. Contrast isn't a lesson. But if anything, it's a gift. It's a blessing. And it's the understanding that it's just a different vibration than the one that I've been previously emanating. So be open to your feelings, your beautiful, perfect guidance, feel your way through life. Perfect. I felt inspired just to read that last comment. And I think that's a perfect way to end off. So yeah, guys, I'll just read it for Jen, so as quoted by Jen, be open to your feelings, your beautiful, perfect guidance, feel your way through life. I'm getting some more comments. Holy moly. Dorina's saying, the best of you is the best of all people around you. That is the best for all. When we do the best for ourselves, when we love and feel, feels so good, peace, love inside us is the best for us. Oh, I love that, Dorina. Yeah, when we have the beautiful ability to see everyone through the perfect eyes of Source, we're also at the same time seeing ourselves through the eyes of Source. We're able to let ourselves off the hook. We're able to love ourselves, hug ourselves, cherish ourselves, and allow ourselves to beautifully flow forward. So I love you guys so much. Until we speak again, this is Super Dave, Director of Training with Best Life Creation Society, signing off and saying, may you continue to make your beautiful life with Best Life. Enjoy the contrast, you guys. It's just different. So love you guys. Mwah! We'll talk again soon. Thanks.